Hey guys, Mr. Boss for the win here, and in today's Red Dead Redemption 2 video, we're going to be talking about 10 unique vehicles you didn't know you could use or interact with. So obviously, due to the era we're in, it's a little bit limiting in terms of the cool vehicles that Rockstar could add, but they did include a few, and we're going to be looking at the top 10 today. So with out of the way, let's not waste any more time, and let's get it started. Our first unique vehicle today is the Circus Wagon. So the Circus Wagon can actually be used in a Stranger and Freak mission called He's British, of course. Now, this is available once you complete the New South in Chapter 3, and this stranger is encountered between Emerald Station and Rhodes. And you're actually going to find an overturned circus caravan. And you're going to be talking to the leader of this circus caravan. Her name is Margaret. And this is actually a 5-part mission where you essentially have to find animals that have escaped. You have to look for a zebra, you have to look for a lion, tiger, a whole bunch of different animals, and all throughout this entire time, you get to drive this crazy circus wagon cart, which is really cool. It has like room in the back for various animals. It has really cool writing on the outside that they're a circus, and this is sort of what they do. So it's one of the more unique wagon livery designs, I guess you could say, in the game. It says like wild animals on the side. It is actually pretty cool, and the characters you get to encounter are pretty cool as well. Another thing that's super unique about this wagon is the wheels and the sort of design itself. I don't know what it's supposed to do or be, but it just caught my eye of how unique it ultimately is. And what's funny about the whole thing is the animals are like totally made up. It's horses that are painted like different colors or have different designs on them, like stripes and whatnot, which is kind of cool. So if you have some free time and you've completed Chapter 3, this is one of the funniest stranger missions in the game. So I would definitely recommend that you check it out. So that right there is our first unique rare vehicle today. That is the Circus Wagon. Rare vehicle number 2 today is the Steamboat. So if you find yourself in Saint Denis and you actually go out on the water, you can actually find a steamboat, which is so cool. So these steamboats are obviously self-powered. You can see the steam engine right in the center, and you can just cruise around on your own little steamboat. And I will say, you're not going to travel at the speed of light or like a fighter jet, but it is actually really cool to just be able to sort of surf the waters of Red Dead Redemption 2 and to do so in a steamboat where you're not having to, mash X or A in order to consistently move forward. And each one of them has its own unique name as well on the back. So it looks like the NPC owners of these boats actually went ahead and named them, which is kind of cool. This one was like Margarine or something like that. I'm really not too sure. Either way, it's awesome. You can steer it, you can, move it up and down the different rivers, which is awesome. So anyways, that right there is unique and rare vehicle number 2 today, and that is the Steamboat. Rare and unique vehicle number 3 today, and that is the handcart. So this is a little bit awkward because with only one person, this doesn't exactly work all that well, but nonetheless, you can still use it. So if you want to try and find one of these handcarts, you essentially just want to look for any rail station for the most part. This one was actually found just east of the Appleseed Timber Company, which is also east of Strawberry. And you can actually get it to go for a little bit, but that's about all the success you're ultimately going to have. I mean, this handcart was meant for 2 people, obviously. When you push down, the other person pushes down, and your own energy ends up powering the cart itself. But with only one person, it doesn't exactly go that far, but either way, it's still really cool that you can get on this and use it for a little bit. It's still kind of fun to do if you just want to explore a little bit. Unique vehicle number 4 today is a miniature warboat. So this is another vehicle found in a stranger's mission called a Bright Bouncing Boy. Now this is available after you complete the Joys of Civilization in Chapter 4, and essentially you need to find Marco Dragic, who's found in the park in the southwest of Saint Denis during the day. And you're going to go through a cutscene where you can gain control of a boat that he wants you to operate on the lake. And using the same controls as riding a horse, your goal is to destroy the stationary warships while avoiding or blowing up mines on the way. So this is kind of cool. This is part of a 4 or 5 part Stranger and Freak mission. But in this first part right here, you actually get to control this pretty cool vehicle. It's like an anti-warship device. I'm not sure what it is. This character, Marco, is pretty much a genius. As if you actually play the mission, you'll see sort of the other creations he has. But this one is awesome. I wish we actually had something like this in game on a larger scale. Maybe the technology was not quite there at that point, but this vehicle is super cool, and even though you can't use it outside of this mission, it really is one of the more fun side missions in the game, and you get to destroy those warships, which is kind of cool. It kind of reminds me of playing Battleship, a board game you guys might have played back in the day. Unique vehicle number 5 today, that is a rowboat. So pretty simple, but you can actually use this rowboat for a lot of different things, whether it's traversing various rivers or whether it's actually getting to a fishing spot and then casting your line. That's one thing you might not have known with a vehicle like this, and I think with all the other boats in the game, is you can actually fish out here with this. So that is kind of awesome, and it's something you might not have even considered to ultimately do. So yes, you can use rowboats in this game, and it's a great way to sort of get around the rivers and the waters and the lakes. Now, building off of that, unique vehicle number 6, a canoe. So you can find canoes on the edges of rivers and swamps, and just like the rowboats, you can use them for fishing, you can use them for going down different rivers. It is actually really cool. Just start at the top of one of these rivers, grab yourselves a canoe or a rowboat, and just go for a ride. It really is fun. It'll take you about 2 or 3 minutes probably to get through most of the rivers in game, but it is like a relaxing, peaceful experience that you might not have considered was even an option to do. You know, a lot of people just assume we've got horseback and wagons and trains and that's it, but no, there's a lot more to that, which is kind of cool. Unique vehicle number 7 today is a hot air balloon. This was one of my favorite things to do in Red Dead Redemption 2. Throughout the game, you're going to have an option to use a hot air balloon, and it is such a fun mission because it's something you really don't get to experience all that much in Red Dead Redemption 2, is viewing the world from the sky. Because obviously during this time, you know, there wasn't things like jets and airplanes and helicopters. It's a real common sight to see a place like Los Santos from the sky, but not a common sight to see the world of Red Dead Redemption 2 from the sky. So it's such a unique experience. It's one of my favorite missions of all time. And it's awesome. This is a vehicle that I wish you could utilize a whole lot more in game, but it's just so cool to be able to, like I said, experience the world from the sky, which is something you really traditionally wouldn't think about all that much in game. Unique vehicle number 8 today is the crashed airship. So unfortunately, you can't use or interact with this vehicle, but it is actually crashed on the far east side of the map. And it's actually located really close to Strawberry in the Hermit Cave, a little bit north of that, though. And you can find this crashed airship. And you can see its design. It looks like it's a seat or sort of like a stroller with wings. And clearly, this experiment did not work all that well, as the person piloting it has clearly not survived. Sort of the hull of the flying ship itself barely survived. I'm not sure what this guy hit. If he crashed into trees, was struck by lightning, or if it just didn't fly at all. Whatever the case is, we will not know. But regardless, that is a cool vehicle that you can interact with as well. There's also another flying machine that you can visit in New Austin. This is something you might not have known about. Also, this is a crashed flying machine as well. This is more of like a straight up wings prototype and not necessarily like a stroller or wagon attached to it as well. So if you've made it to this part of the game where you can visit New Austin, you can actually find a flying machine out in the desert. And just like our crashed airship, this one did not have any luck either. It was not able to survive, and it crashed in the desert. And our final vehicle today is one I wish you could control, but unfortunately you cannot. And that is just like giant steamboats that you can find out in Saint Denis. So you can actually get on these steamboats, which is really cool, but unfortunately there is no way to actually like pilot them or drive them, whatever the correct verbiage would be. So It looks like Rockstar just have these in the game as sort of stationary objects that you can climb on and essentially do whatever you want, but drive them or pilot them or whatever the case is. So these are pretty cool. If you do happen to make your way out to the waters of Saint Denis, they are vehicles that you can get on, explore, and interact with. But anyways, that right there is 10 unique vehicles that you didn't know you could use or interact with in Red Dead Redemption 2. I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments down below. What are some of your favorite unique vehicles to use in-game? Let me know your thoughts, opinions, and more in the comments down below. If you did go on to enjoy this video, though, a like rating would, of course, be awesome. And also subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new or you like daily Red Dead Redemption 2 videos like this. With all the way, guys, like I said, thanks so much for watching. Take care. And I'll see you guys in the next video.